Hey and welcome to the first video of the map tutorial series. We are starting with Yukon, the newest map in the game. It has been recently introduced in the 7.1 update, and even though it was released 2 days ago, I already had a few opportunities to play on this map, and I've already come up with the conclusion on how to play properly on this map. So the key to success on this map, from what I've seen, is not to split. This is a map where you mustn't split. It's a huge map with lots of different positions, lots of different bases in the supremacy mode, and the rule one is not to split. So always follow your teammates wherever they want to go. But personally, I'd suggest playing around the D area of this map. The area in the bottom left corner on the minimap. Basically where the waterfall is. Why? Because this area is suitable for all the tank classes available in the game. This area is good for mobile medium tanks and light tanks. It's good for heavily armored heavies that can just tank all the shots and be the decoy in the D area. And it's also perfect for tank destroyers, which can support met slides and heavies from the camp spot and land incredible shots from distance. They have bushes. It just suits them very well. So let's suppose you're playing a medium tank. I would suggest going directly where the waterfall is. Just cross the waterfall, and this area, the area there is really good for mets with good turret and decent gun depression. Once you get there, you're able to crossfire any heavy trying to leave the spawn and head towards the D area. You're able to crossfire any light tank trying to spot from the middle bush. Moreover, you're able to outspot the enemy TDs, and you can even shoot them in return. In my opinion, the waterfall position is the most important position in the game. It's a crucial one. It can even win the battle. The position itself, taking this position, can win you the whole battle. If you don't encounter an enemy, you can even play more aggressively. You can use your turret, and you can outspot the TDs that are there. You can also crossfire the middle bushes. Moreover, you can just hack the tank destroyer camp spot, spot them for your teammates, possibly also inflict some damage playing hold down, or even bait the TDs if they want to push you, provided you have your team that's supporting you, and kill them. And basically, if you're playing a mobile medium tank, the waterfall area is suitable for both spawn, so from the other spawn you just play the mirror. If you're playing light tank, you can also go to the waterfall as a mat, but I found a pretty interesting bush in the D area where you can easily head to with your light tank, and this is a really good initial position, especially for a fast tank with good view range. So take this bush. You can outspot the enemy light tank also coming there. You can spot any heavy that's trying to approach the D base. You can outspot the enemy TDs trying to get to the bush, and you can also spot any mets trying to cross to the waterfall. If you don't see any enemies, you can even advance further to hack the middle bush next to the house, and then you can even spot heavies trying to cross to C. However, you need to watch out because as the map is new, players still struggle with figuring out how to play on this map, and they spend around 30 seconds at the spawn driving circles, so their movements could be delayed. So watch out with this move, just make sure that there's no one on D. Let's suppose that you have encountered the whole enemy team trying to approach the D base. With a light tank, you can't really brawl with them, nor trade with them. So you can't really advance further. You have to fall back. You have to go back even to your spawn. If you are playing in the supremacy mode, you can take the base if your teammates haven't taken it yet. You can even take the enemy base close to the spawn if they haven't taken it as well. And then you can either play in the middle of the map, where the buildings are, to crossfire any tanks trying to play aggressively over the area, or you can be a pain in the neck for the enemies and try to approach their spawn, where you'll find lots of hold down positions, and you can try to crossfire them in the back, try to spot them a bit. But you need to really be careful there, because once you get there, no one from your team can really help you. It's not really possible to set many crossfire angles across the map on this map. So you always need to watch out, and you always need to be aware of what's happening, whether the enemies are turning around, trying to kill you, trying to chase you. So you always have to be aware of that. You have to run away. You can't just go to their spawn and farm them in the back all the time, because they will just turn around and they will kill you, and your allies won't be even able to react in time. Position you can also take straight away, and initial position is the bush in the middle next to the building. Once you get here, you can also spot the whole enemies crossing to the waterfall. You can spot some TD speaking very aggressively, but you might be crossfired from the middle of the map if there's some heavy approaching. That's why I think that this position, more on the right, hugging the wall, the rock on your right, peeking like this, and this allows you to spot the crossing to the waterfall, spot any tanks approaching the middle of the map, and it allows you to fall back and run away in time. And for example, while running away, you can take a base meanwhile, or you can just go to these straight away and help your teammates if they're struggling at the waterfall, for example. So what to do if you're playing a heavy tank then? Still, go towards the D area. You have to head towards the D cap, but you need to be really careful, especially if your heavy tank is not really armored, because when you are here in the ditch, close to the D base, this is quite an open area. You can be crossfired by the TDs camping in the back. You can be crossfired by anyone approaching the left side, trying to spot from the bush. And you can also be crossfired from the waterfall. So if you are playing a heavy tank, make sure, if you're playing the D, make sure that your teammates go to the waterfall. Make sure that you have any support by your TDs in the back, and then this position is really good. Because even if someone from the enemy team wants to pick at you, tries to shoot you, they get instantaneously spotted and they can get punished. And if you are alone here, running away is really, really bad, because you can't even escape from the ditch. That's why before you go down towards the D base in a heavy tank, make sure you have enough cover on the left, right, and your back. And then you can even be the target. You can take shots, but I'm sure that it will be worth it. You can even enter the D cap at some point and be the decoy, even though you may think the D base is quite in the open. The enemies, if they want to decap, they need to really peek, and they will get punished. If you are playing a more mobile heavy tank, I can even suggest capping the base next to your spawn straight away, then falling back and joining your teammates around the D area. But that's just a suggestion. I'm stressing that on this map you mustn't split, then that's why sometimes it's better just to follow your teammates, go towards D, focus on one base, and then destroy the enemy there. I think that it's quite obvious what to do if you're playing a tank destroyer on this map, but I'm just showing you this position. This is the most casual one. with a bush in front of you that you can safely use. However, if the enemy is playing quite aggressively over the D area with a heavy tank, like I recommended, then you need to constantly watch out whether you're spotted or not. But if you're playing a TD with good gun depression, then you'll definitely have a nice time in this position. And in the opposite bush from the other side of the map as well. So that's what I suggest doing on this map. And now I'd like to show you a few battles of mine where I had the opportunity to play on this map and use a few positions. However, I was mainly playing TDs, but I was also playing quite aggressively. So you'll be able to see that playing over the D area on this map and not being split, playing together with your teammates really pays off. So I'm driving the WZ. We're in a tier 9 battle, so I need to watch out. I'm going to the bush in front of me. My meds are taking the waterfall area, so this area is perfectly controlled. IS-6 is dropping down, and we see that because I can see the IS-6 because our meds took the waterfall control. And I already managed to inflict some damage. I'm still not spotted. Our teammates are crossfiring all the time. They've set angles, and now the enemy mediums, they haven't gone to the waterfall. They're crossfired, they have to fall back. We are farming the IS-6. The Chimera is about to go down, FV is bleeding. However, I'm still camping. Chimera is running away. The FV is already dead. I'm dropping down now. The IS-6 is dying. The Chimera died. It's already 3-0, 1 minute into the game. And we just went together. We went together to D. Meanwhile, the enemy team just split it over the whole map, trying to capture bases. And that's not what you do on this map. You mustn't split. And the game's over at this point. We can go to another one. So another game in the WZ from the same spawn in a tier 9 battle again. And we are once again going to the D area of this map. We are still playing in the supremacy mode, even though there are 4 bases on this map, 3 on the right side. We are still going towards D. Our team is a bit far behind, but we managed to convince them to come to this area of this map. No enemy spotted yet. Seems like they've split again, but suddenly you can see 2 TDs spotted in the back. And Pantera dropping down to the ditch. And as I told you, we managed to secure and set another crossfire angle. The TDs, even though they are camping in the back, they are well positioned, but they can't really peek. They are constantly spotted. And I'm even advancing here. And that's what you can do in heavies, that's what you can do in mets. When you go to the waterfall area, that's what you can even do in TDs, as you can see. And you can just catch the enemy TDs off guard. You can also play pretty comfortably here with good gun depression, with good armor. You can kill the tanks in the ditch. And we also managed to kill 3 tanks. And the enemy team has split it again. And we just went all together, and that paid off. So I'm playing again from the south spawn. However, this time, although still in a TD, but in the grill. And this time not playing the turretless TD. And I'm still going to the same position. There are only a few tier 10, so I can play a bit aggressively. The whole team is coming to the D area. I have mets that can support me. I have mets that are spotting the crossing, so we know who is on D and who's not. The T-92 is already dead. And you can see that the enemy team split it again. Somebody is trying to cap the B base at the beginning. The Waffle is peeking. He's constantly spotted because our light tanks are playing aggressively. They're using the bushes. And from here I can just farm the E50, even though he's hull down. And as you can see, the enemy mats didn't play aggressively enough. They didn't have enough info. And they allowed us to outspot their TDs. And their TDs at this point are basically useless. They can't even peek. As soon as they peek, they are spotted. That's why if you're playing mats or light tanks on this map, you really need to play aggressively. Either take the waterfall or take the middle control, so at least you know who's coming there. And right now, I'm not standing still in this position, I'm pushing. I'm following my T-92. We went together to the waterfall, we managed to finish off the waffle. And now it's high time we killed the STB. He's right now just helpless, he's alone running away. And again, we managed to kill 3 or even more, 5 tanks for free. Because we went together to D, unlike the enemy, who just split it around the whole map. And we are just finishing them off. The battle is won, so we can go to another battle. So the last battle I've prepared for today's video is again on South Spawn, unfortunately. Again on WZ, a turretless TD, but this time we are not going D. As you can see, it's not even Supremacy. It's the encounter mode. We wanted to go D initially, but we can see our teammates are not really willing to. So we are not insisting on going to D. We are falling back, we are listening to them, we are following them. So we are going to the other part of the map, where the A base usually is. We are in a tier 9 battle. The enemies are spotted going more to the D base in the middle, so they're a bit split, but they're not coming to A, and that allows us to flank them. Our tanks in the middle are just holding the enemy tanks that are in the middle, and I can just sneak into their spawn and sneak into their back, and probably just farm them for free now. There's the VK. But he instantaneously turns around. All the enemies instantaneously turn around. There's even a waffle in the back. And there's... Even though I have a few mats next to me, and the VK is bleeding, the Banner is a one-shot. As a team, we are so split. No one can actually help each other. There are so many walls, so many rocks between the lanes that we are not able to help each other as a team. We are just fighting in separate groups. And I'm just a tier 8, I can't really fight against, although I'm able to finish off the VK or KV4 maybe. But later on I'm not able to fight against tier 9 waffles. The motion is far in the back, the spawn split. And now I'm just alone against 2 tanks. And even though I have my teammates next to me, they are unable to help. Because there's a huge rock, there's a huge building in front of me that's separating me from my allies. So that's why flanking on this map, even though you may not encounter anyone, it's not the best idea. Unless you're playing a fast light tank. Then flanking is a good idea, but you have to constantly watch out. And you have to be aware of that you may need to run away in just a few seconds. So that's it for the Yukon analysis, Yukon tutorial. I hope that from now you can win every possible game you have on this map.